And a good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode, gosh, I forgot to check.
So many, I lost count, Ed.
I think it's 5. Is it episode 5?
I don't know.
And we are broadcasting live from Backyard Social, which is in Fort Myers, and it's not too far from Gulf Coast. It's on Tree Line, or a little bit off Tree Line. It's a fabulous location. And the crowd is nice and big already.
All you smell are the food trucks, too.
Yeah, and we're going to get a real taste of what's going on here. Our guest, after we talk to Eileen, I'll tell you who Eileen is in a second, is Susan Frantz. Susan is running for House seat number...
A lot.
Yeah. I don't even know. What is the House seat number?
70, I think it's 79.
79? Is that the House seat number? Totally unprepared.
78, right? Yeah.
78, which is Jenna Persons Mullica's seat. She is now the supervisor of elections. But before we get to the politics, we have lovely Eileen on. She is the manager here. Wait. Now you go ahead.
I'm the event coordinator, so I do all the public and private events.
Event coordinator here at Backyard Social. And tell us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So I handle, like I said, all the public events. So anything like tonight, for example, we've got beauty night. So we've got a bunch of vendors setting up outside right now.
Well, we crashed that party.
I asked somebody what was going outside. He said they're doing their nails, they're doing their eyelashes. I was like, wow. A lot of that going on. Maybe afterward we can get a pedicure if we go out there. Are they doing that out there?
Sure.
Yeah. I did do a little running, so there's some calluses on the bottom of my feet, but you probably didn't need to hear that. I don't know if they take care of that. So. No, I'm just, or she's going to yell at me once she hears that on the delay. So what else outside?
So outside, it's a variety. I know there's some people, beauty vendors, there's a lemonade vendor out there, skincare, all of that kind of stuff. And then we also have a little girl dinner planned for them. So Caesar salad, French fries, and an espresso martini. That's the classic girl dinner around
really?
Here.
I did not know that. Did you know that was the girl dinner, Dan?
Well, you told me about it, so I did know.
Oh, did she line you up with the insults before the show started? It feels like it's a regular day here.
Well, it's we've been sitting beside each other for so many years now. It just comes natural.
Take the zingers. So go ahead.
Then on the private event side, I handle any birthday parties, engagement parties, graduations, receptions, anything you want to celebrate. We can do here. We've got a great space for it. So that's pretty much what I do. We've got an event going on right here, right now, actually.
Oh.
It's a construction company. They're doing an employee appreciation. So we've got a whole buffet set up for them. We do all sorts of catering, drink packages, all of that.
I noticed, too, when I came in, it's been a while since I've been here, you have a new stage outside.
We do, yeah. I think it's 20 feet.
Sorry.
20 feet. We play all the different sports games. We've got FIFA coming up, so all the USA games will be on our screens.
Dan, that's soccer, FIFA, in case you didn't know that.
Right. I thought she was still talking about your pedicure. Is this a Detroit Lion bar? I see a lot of Detroit Lion flags hanging up.
Yeah, our owners coincidentally are from Michigan. So is my family. And actually a bunch of our employees here are all Detroit fans. So it kind of worked out that way.
Cool. And you guys have had a good team for the last few years. So that's always
finally
good for the crowd. Yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So what you have a brand new, we met him before the show. You have a brand new coffee vendor here.
Yes. Yeah. So Tucker, he is in charge of all that. So we've got a brand new coffee truck. We do lattes and matcha. And when I tell you, our banana bread latte is so good. The pistachio latte is good too. But he's got all that stuff. They've got pastries and croissants. And then they also do espresso martinis with real espresso out there. So they're very, very good. And then pretty soon here we'll have Cypress Brewing. So we'll have our own beer in-house.
Yeah, I was a little bummed that wasn't open.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. So what food trucks do you have out here? It looks like you got 6, 8 of them.
We've got 6 currently. Lobster Chef, Red Bar Express, Zoe's Pizza, Gigi's Gourmet, and then we've got Euros to Go and the Sandwich Shack. So we definitely have a variety in here. They're all really, really good. I've got some favorites at every single truck in here. So I always tell people it depends on what you're in the mood for.
Yeah, you got pizza to lobster, it looks like, and soon to be a brewery. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I definitely eat here more than I probably should.
Hey, nothing wrong with a food truck.
Right.
And for those of you just joining us, we're at Backyard Social, which is just off Tree Line, right before you get to the Gulf Coast Town Center. This side of town is booming like crazy over here. And there's buildings going up everywhere. There's a new hotel going in next to LA Fitness at Gulf Coast Town Center. They have the new apartments over there. I don't know if they're all occupied, but a big
like
slew
it.
of apartments. So a lot of traffic in this area. But you guys are off the beaten path. Plenty of parking.
Yes, yeah, we've even got an overflow parking lot, so
Sweet.
everyone should fit.
Yeah, they're starting to pack in here.
And how long have you been working here? Since day one, I hear.
Pretty much since day one. I would say maybe 2 weeks into the business is when I kind of jumped on board. Started here as a bartender and then slowly made my way up, and I've loved it. So it'll be 3 years in October that we've been open.
3 years
Been that
already.
long
Wow.
already.
Mhm. Doesn't feel like it. It's definitely flown by.
What are you saying? Delay.
She's got cue cards.
Yeah. She's got cue cards at home. Whenever we're at home together, she gives me the cue cards to give me the rules.
I
Now,
love it.
That's usually called a spatula.
yeah. And what are the hours here, Eileen?
We are open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays, and then weeknights we're open until 1 a.m.
Wow, 1 a.m. And how often do you have music?
Music we do Thursday through Sunday. That usually starts about 6 p.m. out on our lawn space, and then they go till about 9 or 10 p.m.
And who do you have tonight? Do you know who the artists are playing
We
tonight?
can check. I'm not sure.
Tonight
who
is
tonight is
Thursday, right? It's hard to
Yes.
keep
It is,
track
I
of
know.
let's
everything.
find out.
But
So
And it-
Thursday through Sunday or Thursday through Saturday?
No, Thursday through Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday, it's usually more of like a one-man band type deal, but they're always really, really good.
yeah, I'm a one-man band on this show every Thursday night. I don't know if you knew that. So if you've never been here, the bar it's kind of it is very much inside, even though it's considered outside. The bar is on the inside, a round bar, squarish kind of round bar, and then the food trucks face on the inside, which seems like it's like the new concept. There's a place downtown a little bit different in Fort Myers. What's that one called? Bayard something or other.
Yeah.
So they have one
Yeah,
like that
moment.
downtown and on Fort Myers Beach. On Monday, there's going to be a groundbreaking for another food truck park. So it's really kind of like a trend.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we
it's a
started
little-
it.
Yeah, you guys were first 3 years ago. Why do you think people like coming to an area like this or hang out like this?
I've
Why?
been hearing the term third space a lot, which is it's not your home, it's not your job, it's a third space where you go to relax and hang out. And I feel like this definitely encapsulates that feeling. You know, you can come with your family, you can come with your girls on a night out, you can come here on a date. I feel like it definitely reaches a variety of people. And so I've been calling it kind of a third space because we even during the day now, I'm trying to make it a workspace as well.
Sure.
I work from home a lot, so I come in here and it's always very nice,
And there are
lock in.
there are a lot of kids here tonight. A lot of
Yeah.
kids around. They have some
bowling.
games.
I see they got
Yeah.
bowling back here.
Bowling, and I've never heard of third space. I heard of MySpace, but never third space.
Of
So,
course you have.
what else do you want people to know, Eileen? About
Well, so apparently the's no band tonight, so I think that's because of the weather. But tomorrow night we will have Bayfront View out on the lawn, followed by DJ Peak Flow inside. Tomorrow night is actually our emo night. It's our first ever one. Emo night, yeah. So it'll be like punk and grunge music, and
Well,
then
that's the
that
type of music.
scene-
I thought it was a Sesame Street character.
You're gonna have to send him a link to his MySpace.
Emo night, is that some kind of band? Like, what channel would I turn on to hear emo music?
I'm not sure.
Okay, good. I'm glad you don't know either. So she's looking at our producer
I
is
do
looking
like
at us
it,
like
though.
something's
I do
wrong.
like
I
it.
know she's
Yeah.
gonna yell at us.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm gonna get yelled at.
What's that? All right, it's on. I got it ready for all three though, so I don't know. Go ahead, Dan. Keep going.
Well, evidently our producer is telling Ed that he pushed the wrong button and we're on the wrong station. But so I have to deal with this knucklehead 2 times a week now. So trust me, this is
Keeps
just,
it interesting though. no
well,
way.
it's par for the course with him. You know,
Yeah.
he probably needs some emo music.
I understand what's going on. We've talked about
Oh,
this.
yeah,
This
yeah.
whole
Yeah.
Facebook thing is you can't do a live stream on Facebook until you're an active site for 60 days. And next week we might be able to do it, but it's on our YouTube channel. It's on the Beach Talk Radio page, and it's on the Cape Coral. We've got too many pages and too many shows. We're just hoping one catches on, Eileen. So, how many podcasts have you been on?
This is my first.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Look
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah.
I love talking though, so.
But I'm sure you're a social media whiz. Like, what are people on these days when it comes to social media? What are they spending most of their time on?
I think it depends on the age, but I would say TikTok is probably the biggest one right now.
Can't do it. I can't do it. The
No?
whole China thing. I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
So the short
But I think
videos.
it's US owned now,
I think
right?
they made the transition at some point.
I think so.
So is it just because of the short videos, or can you do regular posts on TikTok
You
too?
can do up to 10-minute long videos on there
I
now.
see. I
Yeah.
see. So we should be
Don't
streaming.
give him any ideas.
We should be streaming our show on
For
TikTok.
sure. You should be clipping all the videos that you have
Yeah.
and putting them on TikTok.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what about Instagram? Is that over now, or people?
No, I would say Instagram is starting to pick up steam again with
Yeah.
through the Instagram Reels. It's
Gotcha.
becoming a lot more like TikTok-y, I would say. And then Facebook too. I mean,
Yeah. For the old people like us, Facebook is still alive and kicking. When you do the reels, and I don't know, this has nothing to do with, but when you have a young person on, Dan, you have to ask
Yeah,
them. That's
well-
like free advice when it comes to social
Well,
media.
Right.
so you get, for the most part, they're all free, right? I mean,
It's free.
putting content on there doesn't cost
Yeah.
you.
What
anything.
when you do the social media for
I
you have somebody
don't-
else
yeah,
probably
we-
younger than you, even like a
Right.
teen doing social media. How long do the reels need to be? I mean, what keeps people's attraction these days?
So they say 7 seconds.
Get out.
Yeah. Isn't
Holy
that crazy?
smokes.
Yeah, there's all kinds of
Yeah.
algorithms.
If you
that go
don't
into
capture
that.
somebody's attention in the first, I think it's 6 or 7 seconds.
Oh, I
then
see.
You're done.
You're not
Yeah.
saying the total. How you doing, guys? You're not saying the total reel needs to be 7 seconds,
Right.
but if you don't, I think that's right. Like
Yeah,
when I'm doing
within
it, that's probably
that-
right.
Yeah, within that time frame, you have to capture their attention, or they're not watching. The rest
When
of the
when
video.
you're scrolling, what interests you in social
A
media?
little
What are you
bit of
watching?
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny stuff. Current, whatever's current in like the media trends.
See, people are interested in the show, Eileen. You see,
yeah,
they're all looking. They all
apparently.
want to be on the show. They're taking pictures like we're farm animals or something. Like we're some kind of attraction.
Get my good side.
Yeah.
Well, you
So-
are an ass.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's talking to me, by the way,
Yeah.
not you.
yeah.
So the other thing, I got stuck on Adam Carolla videos. Adam Carolla has been around for like
Yeah.
100 years now, and he's still funny to this day. I
He
don't
used to
know.
flip houses, right?
No, he
Is that
used to
one
be
he
on
did?
with Jimmy Kimmel and The Man Show, which is probably before you were born. But no, he's still going now, and I don't know how I got hooked on those. Once I got hooked on this guy, he does these videos in post offices. He just videotapes people in post offices, and people get angry at him, why you're videotaping me. Well, it's a public place. You're allowed to do that, and they're all getting in fights, and he's spraying them with mace. And I can't get out of that one. I don't know why, but what are you caught in now, Dan?
Well,
You still looking at cat videos? Is that what you're still doing?
actually, Megan sends me a lot of dog videos. We've got 2 dogs at home, and my wife sends me all kinds of dog videos. So, what's weird about technology now is you can just say something like Visalign, and now you'll go home and your phone will be full of Visalign things. all
What
your
is
ads.
Visalign?
See, well, you're going to find out. It's going to be all over your phone. now.
Because I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Is it something you put in your eyes or something you give to the
it's like
dogs?
Teeth.
the clear braces.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I didn't know you needed braces, Dan.
Well,
Oh, your dog does. Is that what you said?
No,
I'm
Jesus.
totally distracted by how big the crowd is right now. This is these are young
All the
kids.
adoring
These are-
fans.
Yes, all your adoring fans. They're all.
Yeah, they're not here to adore us. I'm
You think
sure.
these are college kids right here from?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet I could guess where they work.
Where do you think they work? Gardner.
Yep.
Yeah. There used to be a hangout in Gateway where we live at the Boulevard Deli. All the Gardner people will come over there. That was back in the day when it was the only place there. So do you guys work at Gardner? Do you work at Gardner?
One.
You're well, Eileen, we want to
Uh-oh.
thank you. We hope we can do this on a regular basis. It's a lot of fun. Eventually, maybe we can have a speaker and you can be on every week
That
because
would
I
be
know you
great.
love podcasting.
I
and,
do, but yeah. Ask me nice questions
yeah.
because
Did
you don't
we-
want to get me going.
We don't. That'll be the behind the paywall.
Right. Exactly.
Those questions.
Yeah.
All right. Big hand for Eileen, Dan. Big hand. Thank you for
so
coming
much
on
for
so
having
much.
me, you
So
guys.
Thank
I
you very
Thanks for
much.
having us here.
Yes.
All right. So before we get Susan on, did you want to come on? Come on over here. We'll take. We love the man on the street thing. Have a seat here. Come on over. So
Whose phone?
I got it. Eileen.
Eileen, your phone's here.
So have a seat, sir. We by the way, my name is Ed Ryan.
Nice to meet you.
Good. You're going to put those headphones on right there and grab the microphone. And this is Dan Allers. He's the mayor of
How you
Fort
doing?
Myers Beach.
No way. That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
to meet you.
Nice to meet
And
you.
you are who? What is your name?
My name is Joshua.
Joshua. And
What do you do, Joshua?
yeah, what do you do?
I'm in sales. I was at Gartner.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
I've been in Fort Myers for about a year.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it.
You know,
Great spot.
I know some people that were in sales at Gartner, man.
Really?
If you're good at sales and Gartner, you're making a lot of money.
Oh,
How
it's
much
a-
money are you
It's
making
a
a year?
great opportunity. Well, I'm just a I'm just sales development associate in a
Oh,
program.
you
so
just
not
lied, man.
I'm,
You
I'm
said you
bottom of
were
the
in
I'm bottom of the
sales.
totem pole, man. I'm
Yeah,
bottom
man.
of the totem pole. I'm still in the program, but
He's padding us that resume already.
yeah, exactly, right. You gotta work your way
Yeah.
up.
So where are you from?
I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Sweet. You're from the Triangle. What,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
what brought you here? School?
Work. I went to school at Alabama. So I
Nice.
kind of bounced around, and now I'm down here. I grew
Yeah.
up in Florida, though,
Yeah.
in the St. Pete area. I wanted to come back for a bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you said you had things to say.
Yeah, I love Fort Myers. I love Fort Myers Beach. It's been a blast while I've been down here. I've really
you talk
enjoyed
like
it.
you're leaving. Like
Yeah.
you-
Where are you going?
I'm unfortunately going back to the Triangle.
Oh, okay. Well, there's
Yeah.
a lot of money to be made there, too. So
There is.
how old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, my God. 23, Dan. Holy smokes. And
I remember that day.
yeah. Are you married with children yet? or-
I'm not.
No.
No, I'm not.
You need to have kids, man. We need to reproduce
will.
more in this world.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. No worries.
You got a girlfriend already?
do.
Yeah.
I do.
Is she going back to Raleigh with you?
She is.
Very nice.
Moving up.
Was it her decision to go to Raleigh or yours?
It was mine. My family's up there. Wanted to be
Oh,
close.
you're homesick.
Yeah, a little bit. A little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Where are you living now? You living in an apartment or?
Yeah, I'm over by you know where Page Field is?
Yeah.
Yeah, right over there, which is pretty cool, seeing all those small private airplanes taking off and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a good
And so
time.
you're here hanging out at this fine establishment because you work at Gardner's.
Exactly, yeah. Little after work happy hour.
Yeah, it's a great location.
It
We
is. I
here,
love
so.
this place.
A lot of
It's awesome.
people are taking pictures of us, Dan, like we're circus animals or something.
Well,
So
I think it's the artwork behind us.
it is pretty cool artwork. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Good luck. Stay in touch, man, and
Thanks.
spread the word about us. It's
Absolutely.
the talk. We're called the Talk of Southwest Florida,
Okay.
and it's on Facebook and YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, man. Good luck to you.
Awesome.
Thanks
Thank
for coming
you.
on.
Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
Have a
Thanks.
great night with your friends here, and we appreciate you coming over. And good luck with your girlfriend and the kids
And the
coming up.
move.
So,
Nice to meet you, sir.
oh, thank you. All right, and so our guest of the hour now.
She's over here.
No, she's over here. I
No,
think
she's right there.
Oh,
they look
Susan,
a lot
there.
alike, don't they?
Susan,
I
yeah.
did the same thing when
Yeah,
she
we're
moved
in the
over there.
same outfit,
Yeah,
but
you guys look a lot alike.
come on down. No, Susan. Yeah.
Which way are you going? This
Yeah,
way? This
yeah.
way?
I'll get out of your way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Susan Frantz is running for the House of Representatives,
Seat 78.
seat 78. I need to write that down because I didn't know that. And so you're going to grab the headphones so you can hear us loud and clear. I'm going to hold that so it doesn't fall. And seat 78 was most recently occupied by Jenna Persons-Mullica, and she was appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis to the Lee County Supervisor of Elections, and she took over that spot the day before we did our show 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago, right, Dan?
Yeah, yeah, about 2
And then
weeks
she was a
ago.
guest on the show the next night.
Well, the cat was out of the bag a little earlier,
Yeah.
right? She was the leader in the clubhouse before that. So
Yeah, I think Cecil Pendergrass wanted that spot more than anybody wanted it, and then the governor said, "No, I think I like Jenna a little bit more." I don't know what happened there, but so Cecil's going to run for county board, and
Yeah.
I think he's running unopposed right now, right? No,
Far-
he might have a write-in. I mean, he has no chance of losing. Him and Brian Hammond, anyway.
So Susan, what made you decide one day to say, "I've got an idea"? Let's get into the realm where I get blasted every single day from all different directions. What made you think that was a good idea?
Well, and I always like to start kind of answering this question with like, what made you guys move to Southwest Florida? Like, what made you move here?
Well, that's easy for me. Our family was here, and I just wanted to be out of the cold. I had lived in Syracuse, Elmira, Long Island, and it was crazy. I didn't live in Syracuse. Kim did, but it was just too much cold and too much snow. And then I was visiting family here once and visited the beach once, and we wound up living down here. So I think a lot of people move down here because they get a taste of this great weather.
And our lifestyle is
Yeah.
incredible. What about you, Dan? Are you a lifer?
No. So I came down in 2012. It's a really long story, but I knew if I didn't move out of Minnesota before I turned 40, I was probably never going to leave.
Yeah.
So I got down here, and once you go over that bridge to go to Fort Myers Beach, I just never left.
Yeah.
And for those of you wondering why she's asking questions, because Susan's in PR and she does this. She has a great organization that has a bunch of clients, including this one here, which is why we're here. She was able to set that up. We're also going to be at the Fort Myers Brewery in a few weeks when we have do we have a guest lined up for that one? We have Kevin Anderson next week, and then Matt the Welder the week after that. And then you guys have Grouper Fest, which is
Grouper
going on.
Fest,
What is
yeah.
Grouper Fest?
So Grouper Fest is their 3-week-long festival celebrating the brewery. They have it every summer. It was one weekend of the year. Now it's 3. And they've just got like tons of different things. They've got, I think, 7 grouper themed beers this year.
They taste like grouper.
Totally.
Like
No,
the fish.
they're all different kinds, and they've
No,
got
like
really
the chicken.
like the chicken of the
I'm not
sea.
a fish person. That's why, to me, a fish tasting beer would just be fishy.
No, it doesn't. And they've got like like pale ale, all different sorts of grouper themed beers based on whatever it is that you like.
Yeah.
So they've got live bands. They've got, I think there's like a really cool hula hoop contest that you can do while you're drinking.
Are they going to
beer.
do the beer mile again or no?
There's no beer mile. That's part of that. They've got these really cool mugs that Teresa, their marketing person, designed, that every time you try a new beer, you get like a milestone with these mugs, and they've got their really cool pins that people collect for
Cool.
every.
They're super great, and
They're
their beers win
amazing.
awards. But so that's in 3 weeks. But tell us about your PR firm.
So Frantz Marketing Solutions, we're a small boutique agency. We serve small businesses throughout Southwest Florida, and actually, like, we're regional. Well, we're more than regional. We have clients in New York and all over the place. And we do PR, web, social, kind of soup to nuts marketing services. So yeah, that's really fun. But I am running for public office. And the reason is because as a small business owner, I understand like what are the pain points for these small business owners. And I'm from here. I grew up here, and my family moved here for the opportunity, right? Like Fort Myers in the 80s.
When was that? When did
We
your
moved
family
here in 1988.
88.
Wow.
So just yesterday when I was a baby.
Who was the president in 1988, Dan?
Was it still Reagan in
Yeah.
88?
I think it was Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah, 80 to 88. Yeah.
So anyway, there was a lot of opportunity here. And my dad like built a business, and he taught me, don't let anybody work harder than you.
Yeah.
And
Was
so
he
I
in
built.
the PR business too?
No,
No.
he's an ophthalmologist. So he's
Frantz Eye Care, Dan.
Frantz Eye
You've
Care.
heard of it. They're
I
like the
have.
biggest eye care.
I didn't put two
Aren't
and two
they like-
together.
Aren't they the biggest? Like he's the biggest. Like
We
he's
are the
everywhere.
regional leader in
Yeah.
eye care. He is a regional leader in eye care. Yes.
Yeah.
Super. And so he came here because there was opportunity, because nothing like what he had existed. And then I started my small business in COVID, which was so fun.
Oh, cool.
And honestly, just truly understood like what pain points there are for people that live here, people that come here for our lifestyle. Is it affordable for them to still live here, now in 2026? And how can I help with that? So I feel like this is something, it's like me giving back to the community that gave me so much.
So the primary is in August.
Yes.
It's a non. Is it non? No,
It's
it's partisan.
partisan.
Okay, I get it all confused with everything. It's partisan. Right now, you're the only Republican.
Correct.
That shit crazy Cindy Banyai is the only Democrat, and that's just my opinion. I mean, it's hard for a Democrat to win any seat in Florida, and it's really hard for a Democrat to win in Fort Myers in Southwest Florida. It's especially hard if you're a nutcase, and but that's just my opinion. So if you get through August 18th, there isn't even an election.
There's a general.
You're automatically. Is it that how it works? Because I know that's
No.
how it works locally.
No.
Do you still go on
no.
the ballot?
Yes.
Okay.
You still have to- yes.
Like on Fort Myers Beach, if there's only 3 people that run for 3 seats, there's no election.
Correct.
So it's different, and you still have to vote.
There's still a general
You still
election.
need
So
one
the
vote.
primary is you vote by party, and then in the general election, it's the
So
two
no
parties
matter
against
what,
each other.
you're both going to be on the ballot. If
Correct.
nobody else
Correct.
got you, okay, yeah. I'm so dumb.
Well,
Yeah.
first step of
So will you?
progress.
Do you think you'll debate her, or you'll just avoid debating her?
I don't really. But we're not going to agree on really anything, and so I would choose to let her continue her what she feels called to say, and hope that voters educate themselves.
I
on-
understand she said something to you. Can you please share that with?
Yes, she challenged me to a boxing match. She's a professional boxer.
Because that makes
Is
a
she
lot of
really?
sense.
I guess so.
Oh,
I'm
well, that would
take
seem
my
fair.
candidacy seriously,
Yeah.
and I'm 5 feet tall.
Is this like a UFC fight, or was it with boxing
I
gloves?
don't
What,
know.
8-ounce gloves, 10-ounce
I
gloves?
didn't even entertain the conversation, but I understand that she wants to box me, and that's not something
so
that
if-
I will be doing.
So was her thing like, if I win, you have to drop out of the race? And
I
if you
don't
win,
know.
I
Holy
don't think
crow.
the conversation made it that far.
Yeah.
did she call you, or she posted
no,
on social
she told,
media?
Another member of the media.
I
and
see. That's
that's-
goofy.
I mean, I take running for public office very seriously. Like,
of
I'm a
course.
representative of the people of Southwest Florida.
Do you know how long it takes to drive to Tallahassee? I mean,
It's
what are you
6 or 7 hours?
crazy? Good
I-
thing you don't have to go up there all the time.
I know. There's ways to like make it easy, but also it's a great time to like call people, talk to people, hear
Yeah.
what's going on, catch up. I call it like your office hours in a window room.
Yeah.
Have you had a
Probably-
chance? Have you had a chance to talk to any of the representatives up there, either in the House or in the Senate, to
Yes.
find out what they hate and what they love?
Yes, all of them. So when I first decided I wanted to run, it was around like Hurricane Ian, like when I really was like, I'm going to do this. And I was talking to Spencer Roach, and he was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? This is a really hard job. You have to drive to Tallahassee. It's a lot of your time. People are not going to like you. And I was like, I feel like I can do it. I know that I can do it. And he was like, okay. And so since then, I've kind of tried to sit down with all of the delegates and just ask them, like, their opinion and what they love about it. I got to sit down with Vanessa Oliver a couple of weeks ago, and she said, this is the best job in the world. She was
Who
like,
said that?
Vanessa Oliver.
Okay.
She
Yeah.
said, this is the best job in the world. I love it so much. And I'm good.
Sure.
It's our producer trying to get in on the show as always.
Yeah.
So
I
And
know she's distracting.
I'm like, I'm okay. I have like my little water down here.
yeah. So
What did you call that? You called it before the show.
Oh, my Stanley. I call it my emotional support Stanley because I always like to have water with me.
So there's a question from our online audience. Lisa wants to know, what are you going to do about the Zionists in our government? These are some
I
of the
think-
crazy people.
So I'm Jewish. I hope that people know that.
Oh, see, that was a bad question to
And
ask.
I think
God,
that
David.
there's a misnomer of what Zionism
Yes,
actually
nobody
means.
knows what it is.
So Zionism is really just the belief that the people of Israel, or the Jewish people, have a home in Israel,
Yes.
and it's very simple. There's not really. I don't think there should be anything contested about that. And
A whole nother show for that,
Yeah.
Susan. A
Yes,
whole nother
yes.
show.
yeah.
So what is your platform?
I think what are the real problems that are impacting the people of Southwest Florida every day? And that's affordability, right? How can I afford to put fuel in my car to drive to my job? How can I afford to put food on my table? And like, how are we in Tallahassee, or the people, our representatives in Tallahassee, helping make life easier for people here in Southwest Florida?
So what would you do? I mean, first day one, what would you do to implement your ideas to help
Well,
alleviate some
I
of that?
think that the first thing is listening, right? Like, you always have to do research and find out like what it is the people really want to know. And one of the things I'm most looking forward to in this campaign is getting out in my district and knocking on doors and talking to the people and hearing what their pain points are. What are your problems? How can I help you?
Have you
how-
started that yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will start, I believe, in July. So everybody, I'll be at your door.
There
Well,
you
what
go.
do you think the pain points are? Like,
I think affordability is a big issue.
that's a big word, though. How do you address that?
How do you address affordability?
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're elected, how do you address it?
I think that there's a lot of different like definitions of what affordability is, but at the end of the day, it's being able to live the lifestyle that we want to live here in Southwest Florida, and how can you best do that?
So, do you think you go up there and say, okay, the sales tax is too high, or I mean, what is?
I think a reduction in tax is. I know where you're trying to go with this. You're trying to
It's
get
all
us.
I've been talking about all day.
I
It's all I've
know.
been doing, listening to things. It's just,
The property tax thing is a big issue.
yeah, it's huge.
And I'm really proud of our legislators in Tallahassee who brought back this issue for the people to choose. It's the people's choice, right? They get to put it on the ballot, and they get to educate them on the issues, and they get to vote on it.
Are you planning on voting yes when you go to the voting booth?
I will educate myself on what all of it means. I think that there's a lot of positives and there's a lot of negatives. And that's part of the reason why I'm also sitting down with all of our local delegates and trying to understand where this impacts everyone.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, Dan, What do you think?
Well, it doesn't matter. I've always been a person that once something's done, I don't like to look backwards. So, it's in the hands of the voters, to your
Right.
point, Ral, and we'll see where it goes. But municipalities and governments are going to have to plan accordingly. How are you going to handle the ones, they're saying that the rural areas are probably going to get hit the hardest from this. Everybody's going to get hard, but it is what it is at this point. What are you going to tell people that are going to be knocking on your door if you get elected that say, you guys did this and now we can't have this and we need help with this? How are you going to fund some of the shortfalls? Because I haven't heard a lot of discussion. There originally was talk about revenue neutral, and then it was talk about grants, and all that seemed to go away. What's going to be your idea to help some of these communities that are going to need the help to get through for safety, infrastructure, all the things that we've talked about and we've heard so much about?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, the people can't be the wallet for the government to run.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we going to balance budgets so that our core functionalities in our municipalities are going to function? That's something that everybody needs to sit down at the table and look at very distinctly and understand what each line item is and where those dollars go. So understanding, like, we don't want to pay taxes, right? That's a conservative principle. We want to have less taxes and less government. So how can we stop serving as the wallet for the government?
Yeah. And are there any other things that you think can be cut?
Well, I think that Blaise Inglesio, our CFO of the state, he just did an audit of a couple of programs looking at, some oversight and where things can probably be cut. And
Yeah.
there might be some fat to trim there. So understanding what he's looking at, and he has a really good idea of that because he's the CFO of our state.
Who do you support for governor?
I support Byron Donalds.
Okay.
No, I had a question, but it slipped my
Yeah.
it slipped my mind. Sorry. No, so back to the property tax thing. It seemed to me, at least, that this was done very quickly. They showed up in Tallahassee for 2 days, and then it was there. But there wasn't a lot of discussion. I beat a drum about if there's ways that you can offset things to lower taxes. I'm all in favor of that, especially if there's things in place that you can do. Do you have any ideas of what you've seen in your research, if you've done any research into it yet? I know this is still very new, so it's kind of catching you off guard. But do you see any programs out there that could funnel money back to municipalities or counties to be able to help offset this in the interim till they can get their feet underneath?
I think that this will not go into effect until the next budget year.
Correct.
So that'll give everybody some time to kind of get their feet under them and understand where the cuts need to be. And again, this still has to pass on the ballot, right? This was on the ballot in 2018. I think the property appraisal rate was $500,000, and it didn't pass. 58% of the people voted for it, and you need 60% of the people to vote for it. So let's not count our chickens. The people have to decide, and we need 60% of the people to decide that they want to eliminate property taxes.
No, I agree. And there's a lot of talk out there. You follow social media. Some people say it's not going to pass. Some people say it's 100% going to pass.
Oh, it's going to pass.
I don't see it not passing, but I can see that as long as people go into with their eyes wide open and they understand exactly what this means, especially for their area where they live, then I guess you make your educated decision and vote for it. And the municipalities and the governments, they'll figure it out. They always do, one way or another. What I found was interesting is there was no stopgaps to control the millage. There's nothing stopping a municipality from saying, okay, now we're just going to raise the millage to offset this.
I think there is a stopgap. Well,
there's
of course,
cap. There's so much into it.
I'm not speaking from knowledge because I'm trying to figure it all out. I thought that you have to start with the rollback rate. You can raise the millage rate, but then the number of people on your municipality, on the board, whoever it is, it increases. Like if it's 110%,
yeah, you got to go to
supermajority, and then if it's more than that, it's got to be like 100% of the people. So if you got one person on the board that will never raise taxes, you could have a problem if you're trying to fill the gaps. I mean, it's certainly not crystal clear, and I know I didn't explain it the right way, but it seems like you can't just willy-nilly go, okay, my millage rate, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan. You can't just say my millage rate
that's in
is
place
4,
now that you can't do that.
But I want to go to 10. And I mean, there are some kind of ways to prevent that, it seems. Because I think in the back of their mind in Tallahassee, they were thinking, well, some of these, they picked on Miami-Dade like there was no tomorrow. I mean, I tried to Google what the hell's going on in Miami-Dade, but they really picked on Miami-Dade like this was because they're a total either corrupt or the spending is crazy down there is why part of this thing went in place. Do you guys know anything about?
Well, there was talk a while last year, the year before, about trying to get rid of CRAs because of that same area.
Miami-Dade.
They were using it to throw concerts and doing things that you weren't supposed to be using
Oh
CRA
yeah,
funds for.
I do remember that.
So there was talk about in Tallahassee trying to get rid of CRAs, which we're trying to go through that process right now, and other municipalities around us have that. But so the question I have for you is, if you were in a local municipality and this now came, what would be the first thing you would target to potentially have to eliminate or cut back on to be able to not have to raise the millage rate?
Thankfully, I'm running for state house.
She's not going to fall for it.
I cannot answer that question, but I do think that this could be a really great step forward in continuing to create a nice pathway for a good relationship with our municipals in the state, because they are going to have to work together definitively to make sure that everything is covered.
Were there any things that you could say are off the table that should not be touched? Let's put it that way.
The state has made it so that schools and education are not a part of this, and I think that that's important.
Okay. Just schools, not public safety.
I mean, we need public safety, absolutely. Like, we need our police force. I love our law enforcement officers.
Yeah, I think in Lee County, I think the LCSO is 50% of the budget. So that's a big number.
Yeah, it's huge everywhere.
A big number.
What is your opinion on home rule? There seems like there's a lot of friction between the way Tallahassee behaves and the local municipalities, always feeling like Tallahassee's trying to make rules, like they're pushing down the single member districts on Lee County, and they're doing this property tax relief, and everybody's hair is on fire in the municipalities. What is your?
I mean, I think that there's always room for improvement in the way that we communicate and work together in the municipals and Tallahassee, and I think this could be a good bridge for that.
Do you think that short-term rental owners should be able to, people that own property should just be able to rent their homes without much rule from the local municipalities? The state is trying to impose their will on that too, right, Dan? Maybe
they yes, every year in the Florida League of Cities pushes back on it. If you have a grandfather clause, then you definitely don't want to lose that. But I think the state would love to have everybody, and it's a double-edged sword for me. Property rights are property rights, but the person next door to you has property rights too, right? And in our case on the island, some streets are monthly, some streets are weekly, some streets are nightly. And if you buy a house in an area that's monthly, the state's pushing to try to change that. And to me, I don't think that's fair. Yes, you bought your property, but so did the people next to you, knowing that they bought in a monthly street or they bought in a weekly street. They knew what they were buying when they got it. So to have the government come in and change the property rights for them, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think what Ed's trying to get at is there seems to be a lot of that in Tallahassee. At least there's a lot of arguing about there's a lot of that type of stuff in Tallahassee. You talked about, now we're just babbling back and forth, but you talked about affordability. What would be your second thing? What are your top three things that you really want to focus on if you get elected?
I think bringing high-paying jobs to our area and the trickle-down effect that has impact on and makes life more affordable to live here. So we need to support our small businesses and bring some more down here. What can we do to do that? By the way, you said on Fort Myers Beach, every street is different?
Well, there's not every street, but there's different zones that have monthly, weekly. So if you buy on a monthly street, you can't rent it nightly or weekly.
Okay.
But the state is trying to supersede a lot of that stuff and get rid of home rule. That's just one of the examples that Florida League of Cities and all the municipalities fight for. It seems like Tallahassee thinks that they know more than what everybody else does. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying that people try to do the right thing. You should be allowed to protect. I got elected to do a job to protect my people. If you get elected, you're gonna
Sure.
So you should be in control of what your people elected you to do, not someone that maybe has never been here.
Yeah.
So how would you push back on that, or would you push back on it, or would you just fall rank and file with what seems like everybody else does? And
I mean, I want to be a leader in the clubhouse too.
Well played. Well played.
I want to be someone that the people of Southwest Florida can be proud of when I go up there and really make a difference in everybody's day-to-day life. however I can do that.
Where is the district?
So
Explain where
the
it is.
district is what I call Fort Myers proper in South Fort Myers. So it's from kind of the downtown area, 75 down Palm Beach Boulevard, and then up the McGregor corridor, all the way to about Iona Road, and then Botana's little area starts. Not little, large area starts after that, and then it goes all the way kind of around and up 41, and I think there's a little bit of Alico, and then up to Daniels in 75, and that's kind of the box.
And how can people reach you, or what's your, like, do you have a website
I
up?
do. So my website is votesusanfrantz.com. I always tell people you spell my last name like the country, but with a TZ instead of a CE. So votesusanfrantz.com. I have my platform up
You just
there.
confused Ed.
I didn't.
Was
Which
it-
country? I'm just kidding. I get it.
So yeah, we actually, when I was a kid, I studied abroad and we were in France, and
Oh.
I was the only one that took French in college. So I was like trying to make a reservation. And
How
send
many languages do you speak?
I speak English. I really want to speak French, and I really want to speak Spanish. I have Duolingo on my phone, but it's like kind of mean. Duolingo is. Have you ever done
Duolingo.
I
it?
have not. No.
It sends me mean texts like, "You forgot to open this app today. What are you thinking?"
Duolingo.
I-
What is that?
It's an app on your phone that teaches you conversational, like speaking in another language.
Wow. I need, my wife needs to take a look at that for herself. She needs to be
you
more
have a hard enough time
conversational.
speaking English.
Do you
I
play
can
the
relate.
trumpet? Do you play any musical instruments?
I don't play any musical instruments.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a horseback rider growing up and
Nice.
played sports. I went to Canterbury. I was a lifer at Canterbury. I played volleyball. We won state championship 3 years in a row.
Wow. You're not very tall, like
I
for a
know.
volleyball
I
player.
was
No
the
offense or anything,
defense
but
player.
I see. All right. So, any other questions, Dan? Or she's already bored with us. She's on her
No,
phone
I'm
playing
getting
words with
I'm
friends.
getting a text. Adam Botana is texting me.
Is
Adam,
it?
if you're watching, I'll call you when I'm done.
Oh, he's not watching.
Yeah, he might be. You
He's
never
cleaning
know.
a boat.
He
That's,
might
that's
be.
what
Yeah,
he's doing.
He's the head boat
I-
watcher.
Yeah.
I did get a long text from Adam about the property tax thing, Dan. That I want to chat with you, but I want to make sure that if there's anything else you want to get across to
Yeah, what
folks,
Tell
No, I
somebody
mean-
something about you that they may not know that would want them to vote for you. What is it in your background? Obviously, you talked about your business.
Sure.
What and you obviously you're from here. You know everything about here. What would people be shocked to hear from you that they maybe don't know about you?
I mean, I don't think shocked to hear. I think that, I live my life in a way that I'm constantly trying to give back. I love serving this community, whether it be on nonprofit boards or helping and volunteering. And that's kind of what led me here too. I was not born here, but I was raised here and I've lived here since 1988. And I just love being a part of this community, and any way that I can give back, I feel like is important.
I feel she's got all these papers and all these notes.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
we even get to any of the stuff
well,
you want
you know, everybody over prepares for a casual
Yeah.
interview, but
Yeah.
Especially me.
yeah, we
This
can
is-
always do this again, and it's early. And when do you plan to go knocking on doors? Starting?
You want to come?
I don't think people want me knocking on their doors. And I don't
Yeah,
want,
you may want to rethink that.
yeah, I don't think you want me going with you. So I'm sure you'll have plenty of more pleasant volunteers to help you out. But
You got,
anything
you
that we
got
can
any
do.
people that endorsing you yet?
I do have endorsements. The sheriff, Carmine Marcino, has endorsed me. And I guess this is breaking, but it'll come out in the next couple of days. Representative Vanessa Oliver, she's endorsed me, and also Spencer Roach.
Very nice.
So-
That's a nice list to
Yeah,
start with,
Like
Yeah.
especially
Spencer's
Carmine.
great.
And
Yeah.
what am I, 7 days in to my candidacy?
That's right. It hasn't been that long.
I think
so,
it was last
yeah.
Wednesday. So we're working
Cool.
hard. And like I said, I'm
Well,
not going to
Sheriff's a
let
big one.
anybody
That's a-
outwork me.
That's a big
Yeah.
endorsement.
I respect him so much.
Was the seat that Jenna occupied? Was it up for election, or are you filling it in until
So this is a real election. Just
Okay.
she was appointed, and then I qualified to run after she was appointed.
No, I mean, was her term about to expire?
No, she had 2 more years. So I actually filed for 2028, knowing the seat was going to be vacated in 2028. I would never run against her, but I wanted the seat badly, and I knew that fundraising and getting my name out there now was important. And then when this came down, it was kind of like kismet. It was like God's
so
timing.
26. They're only 2 years anyway. right? These seats are
Every
only
2 years, and
Okay.
you have 4 terms.
So how much money have you raised in the first 7 days?
$130,000.
No way.
Wow.
Holy smokes. That's
Ah.
incredible.
We're working hard. Nobody's
Awesome.
gonna outwork me.
That's what your dad says, right? That's
Yeah.
the motto of your
Yep.
dad. So, all right. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for setting this up for us, and
Thank
thank you for
you.
setting up for the Fort Myers Brewery. And I'm sure we'll have you on again
Yep.
before.
Happy to be back.
Thank you. Very big hand for our Susan
Yeah.
Frantz, everybody. Thank you,
you.
Susan.
We caught them
Appreciate
all, and they all got their food at the same time.
it. Yeah.
Thank
So-
you, Susan.
Dan, I wanted to chat with you about the property tax
Which
thing,
way-
and we're gonna have to give the guests a little more room next time. Well, they're never having us back to begin with, so I don't know if they're
I think we scared Susan off.
No, the property tax thing. I did. There's today. There was a little bit of a disagreement. I was watching the Cape Coral budget workshop. I mean, of course, all this thing came down. It all is at the same time. The legislation goes through a special session. Everybody's meeting to try and get their budgets in place. The budget year starts October 1st. The ballot initiative is on the ballot in November. I mean, it's all going to happen in the next few months. And then all you municipalities out there have to educate the public, I guess, educate the public. I don't even know what the rules are on that, if there are any. And so today, Mike Ilchisen, who's the city manager in Cape Coral, told the city council that you can't fund parks and recreation. And then Derek Felder, who's a big deal in Lehigh, was telling me I was wrong, that you can fund them. There was an amendment made. I know this is a long story, but I called Commissioner Brian Hammond, and I said, hey, is Parks and Rec out of can you fund Parks and Rec with ad valorem revenue? And he said, yes, they added an amendment. Then I said the same thing to Kevin Rowan. He said, no, you can't. And then I asked Brian Mullica, who said you can't. And then Adam just sent me a long text, says you can't. So Parks and Recreation, according to Adam, you cannot fund them in ad valorem if this thing approves. Now, there's a lot of parks and recreation that governments run around this town.
Well, yeah. I mean, I honestly, I haven't read through the entire thing yet. So
Where do you find the entire thing?
That's new. That's news to me. I think we're going to have to spend the next week or so trying to wrap our heads around what exactly is in it, what can be used, what can't be used. Obviously our staff is working and like most staffs are working to figure out what this is going to mean. 2 years, you're going to go from 150 to 250. So what does that mean? How are you going to have to adjust to make up that shortfall? Because some places are going to have a very, very large number.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the show. The thing that's most interesting to me is every municipality in Florida is going to have to do a reset. Like, it almost works out perfectly if you're just kind of a spectator of it, because all the municipalities have to look at cutting things. There's no doubt about it. I mean,
Sure.
or raising other things,
Right.
if you want the same services.
Right.
You can't just say, like in Cape Coral, I keep using that as an example because I'm watching it in real time. They're looking at trying to reduce their budget by $46 million. Now, that's a lot of money. And so how do you do that? Do you make cuts, or do you find ways to increase the revenue? And if these municipalities start to make these adjustments on paper and then it doesn't pass, let's say it doesn't pass. Now everybody has just watched you all tighten the belt. What do? Do you go forward with the cuts knowing that you found fat, or do you just go back to the way you were operating?
Well, if everybody likes to say find fat, right? Well, what if that means cutting somebody's job? What if that means now you only have 3 people when you get a water main break instead of 2, or you have 2 instead of 3? All that is going to be worked out. So whatever the fat is you want to call that is going to be chewed out of this, we don't know. Every municipality is going to be different, but it's going to be, I think the intent is great, Ed. I really do. I think everybody wants to pay less taxes no matter what. But to me, it didn't seem like there was a lot of conversation of what that whole totality would look like. And now municipalities are sent scrambling. Like you said, they got to try to find, if you want to call it fat, whatever you want to call it, they're going to be scrambling to try to figure out how they're going to have to make this work. And whether you want to agree with it or not, if it works the way I think that they were intending it to work, great. But what I fear is going to happen is you're moving money around the table. You may be taking money from here, but you're either going to give up services, which people are going to lose their jobs probably, or you're going to tax something else. I've heard talk about adding tourist taxes and all these other things. So what did you really accomplish anything? I mean, you're yes, homesteaded properties are going to see.
So let me take a different argument, not argument, but a different perspective of it from selfish reasons. We've owned our house for 20 years, and for the most part, if this goes through, we won't have to pay these taxes. Now we're going to have to pay school taxes. We live in a CDD, right, but that's money in our pocket.
Sure.
You guys in the municipalities, go figure it out. If I want to go to the gym, I pay a gym membership. If I want to go play pickleball somewhere, I have to have a membership to that.
And I think that's probably what you'll see if you want to pay to play, right? I mean, if you want to use something, then you're going to pay a usage tax on it.
Yeah, if I want to drive
Probably
somewhere, I'm probably going to pay a higher gas tax. But I get that. And if I don't want to pay that, I don't go. I don't go to the gym. I don't whatever. But
which makes sense. But some of the things, what I think people aren't really talking about are some of the things that are the unforeseen consequences, right? We don't know what we don't know yet because this is so new. And if it passes in November, we still don't know. Yes, you could say I could pay to go to a gym, but who are you going to call when your toilet doesn't flush or it's backing up in your house and nobody's answering the phone because they had to cut $46 million out of their budget?
I'm going to call a plumber, right?
You could call a plumber, sure. But if it's not,
and I'm going to pay for it.
What it's on the street side? What if it's on the street side, not your side?
Yeah, but I don't think
I don't pay for the plumber to fix your municipality.
No, I think if I read it right, that's still, you can use the ad valorem. But what you're saying is, what if it has to be cut? And I think the way people are looking at what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but their argument to you is you're just using scare tactics.
I'm not using any.
No, I know you're not, but that's the way people look at it because every municipality is now trying to give those examples. But most people that are paying those taxes are not believing it. And that's where I think there is some. How do you square that?
I see your point. I mean, I'm not, again. I don't look backwards. This is, if it gets voted on in November, Tallahassee has spoken. Now it's up to the voters. If it goes through the voters and it gets the 60%, then you figure it out.
Yeah.
You're not going to change it, so you have to figure it out. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm simply saying that there are going to be unintended consequences. What those are, I don't know.
What you're saying without saying it is there are going to be less services, right?
Potentially, there could be less services. There could be different fees that you didn't have before. You could have a higher millage rate. There's all kinds of things that could be. I'm not saying, and every municipality is going to be different. Not everyone's going to do it exactly the same. You're going to have to take an overall look at your budget, the entire budget. In our case, the town manager and staff is looking at it. Here's how much we know it's going to cost us in homestead losses. What is it we're going to have to do to make the least impact on our residents if we do have to cut something? That's important because I don't think anybody wants to raise it and offset it and then move the money around the table. It's going to be an exercise to see how this works out for sure.
Yeah, and there probably are some things that government can get out of, like government gets into. I feel like government gets into some things that they shouldn't be in. Like, I mean, I don't mean to pick on Fort Myers Beach, but can you get out of Bay Oaks? Is there a reason that a government? Every community does that. Like, do you have to have a rec center? Do you have to have a pool? Do you have to? I mean, why does a government have to provide that? That's a private sector thing to me. I mean, it costs $9.99 to go to a gym these days.
Sure, but I mean, you're picking on one thing. You're looking at just parks and recs.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a huge thing, though, if you can't fund it. Not for you. Yeah, I mean, maybe for you, but for Lee County and the other cities that have tons of parks, that's going to be a problem.
Where my concern is with this is the trickle-down effect. We live in an area, our area specifically, where we share assets with the county, the road, the parks, things like that.
Yeah.
So LCSO, we don't have our own police department. LCSO, they provide our service. Will that be affected? We don't know. We don't know because we don't make those decisions. And the trickle-down effect is what is concerning to me the most.
I see.
Not a scare tactic, but we can't control how the county spends their money. We can only control our budget, not theirs. So, but because we share spaces, we share assets on the island, their decisions are going to have an impact on us and our residents and the people that come down to visit. So what does that look like? Again, I don't know. It's still too soon.
I've totally flip-flopped on this. I think on our Sunday show, I think I said, where did this come from? Like when it started, people started to really, I didn't even think it was going to become a reality months ago because nobody knew what the hell was going on. There was 15, 20 bills floating around in Tallahassee. And then it all of a sudden the governor comes up with one idea and they fall lockstep right behind him. And even the guy that was running the bill, he was just like, he kept saying, I watched the Florida channel. He kept saying, this is the governor's bill. This is the governor's bill. And pretty much everybody got in line, and this is going to be the plan. And originally it almost seemed like there was going to be a revenue fund, like a trust fund where all the municipalities would kind of.
Well, that was the thing. That was the big talk about it. It's going to be revenue neutral.
No way it's going to be revenue neutral.
There's no way it's revenue neutral. But, it's going to be interesting. I'm not going to be the one that's out there screaming from the sky's falling. I enjoy challenges, and this is going to be a challenge not just for us, but everybody else. And we'll see where it goes. But as long as we can get the information out to our people, and this is across the state, as long as you get the information out to people that this is what it's going to look like, here are the possible scenarios of how we can make this work, and then people can decide when they go to the ballot box and say, yeah, we think this is a good idea, or no, we don't, based on. But I think if municipalities go down scare tactic routes, I think that's a bad idea.
But the difference, the challenge for the voter is they don't know what to believe. Like some people say it's a scare tactic. Some people say we're just trying to give you the truth.
Right.
They don't believe that the truth is your lights are gonna go off at 8:00 at night. That's never gonna happen.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, but the only reality right now, the only truth that anybody really knows is what that number is going to be.
Yes.
Nobody knows what's going to be cut. Nobody knows how you're going to make up for that yet. I mean, these staff members across the state are just starting to get their hands around it, trying to figure out how it's going to work. The first thing is, how much are we going to lose, right? What is this going to cost us? Then you got to go into, how are we going to make this up? What can be cut? What can't be cut? How can we adjust things, do things better, be more efficient? Then that starts happening. And then once you get all that information, I think as long as you provide that honestly to your residents, say, here's what it's going to look like. Here's all the data. You take the data, process it how you want, and vote your conscience.
Yeah.
However you want to vote it. And as long as it's prepared in a way that it's not shown as a scare tactic and this is the reality, I think people will vote their conscience.
I worry that there's never going to be a black and white on that, because I think taxpayers are a lot of the taxpayers, not all of them, are under the assumption that government is too big, especially around here. They will always think government is too big, but they may not really understand or believe that what the municipalities are putting on the table to cut is reality. There's always going to be a group of people that think it's a scare tactic, no matter what you put on the table. And really, what do you believe? Like, how much money you're going to lose on Fort Myers Beach. You figure it out. We'll figure it out. It's out there. But what you haven't really gone through the process of yet is saying, okay, just for a square number, let's say you're out 500,000. Okay, we're cutting this. We're increasing that. That's not. Are you going to?
Well, so the challenge for us is we're still in the recovery mode from Hurricane Ian, right? We have grants that were given to us from the state that very much pinpoint what you can and can't spend money on. So we're working under a confined area, but there was no discussion about how do areas that get hit by a devastation in Florida, which we know it's going to happen every year. It happens. How does that? There was, at least that I saw, there was no discussion about how do we address that? So
you throw that twist into it, which makes it even less black and white.
No, and everybody that gets help from the state is obviously thankful. If it wasn't for grants and all the support that we received, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. But, Kevin Wayne said it the best when we were up in Tallahassee the first year. We're not looking for a handout. We're looking for a hand up. And that's what those grants do, is they give you a hand up. Well, now those same grants are going to really hinder us in what we can and can't do with funds that are there that we could potentially do it, whether it's capital improvement projects, things like that. The bridge loan was very specific on what you can use and what you can't use.
Yeah.
So what use your funds on. So this bill, whatever it looks like, that's going to have to play into it. The staffs are going to have their hands full, but
but let me
all this information is public record. Every municipality, you can go look at the budget. You can see what's in what fund. You can get all this information yourself.
Yeah, and you need to take some time off of work if you're going to understand all of it. It's not that easy.
No, it's not.
So just last question, like, you take all the complication of the state grants out of the of what you're talking about. is the town of Fort Myers Beach going to be able to say, okay, we're going to be short X amount. We figured out how many homesteaded homes there are, what the shortfall would be based on 150 and 250, right? The first year is 150, second year is 250. Here is what the council and the town manager collectively have decided they're going to cut and they're going to increase. Do you think it'll be that black and white from Fort Myers Beach?
Well, I sure hope. I don't know if it'd be. You say cut. Maybe there's nothing that has to be cut. Maybe.
Okay, well, maybe.
I don't know. But
do you think you'll be able to get that granular and say this is the plan?
Well, I think in our case, probably get pretty close. Well, and I don't think it has to be just one plan. I think that you're going to have a couple different scenarios. At least that's what I would do. If I know that I'm going to be, I just took a $10,000 pay cut at my job.
Yeah.
I know what my budget is at my house. I've got to look at it. If I do this, then that happens. If I do this, then that happens. And you got to give yourself options. And I certainly hope that that's what we're going to do. I have no doubt that that's what we're going to do. Because if you have options, then, there's good, better, bad, right?
So
I don't think it's going to be, I don't see it, at least in our case. I can't speak for everybody saying this is exactly what's going to happen based on the numbers.
But if you're trying to convince the voters one way or the other based on how things are going to turn out on the beach, don't you show them something or not?
We'll give you a perfect example. Last year, we had to make the decision to cut fireworks out of budget, right? Because we didn't have the money, right? So this is the low hanging fruit. This is something that it's not a necessity, right? I think Will has said in our case, and I think every municipality has probably said it. If they haven't, they will soon. That public safety is number one important, right? And for us, being hurricane prepared is important for us. Those things are non-negotiable. So what does that leave left? So I think you can trickle down into what are these other things out there that you can offset some of these costs.
All right, we've gone over, and this conversation I could go on for another hour. There's
no magic pill. That's the thing.
It would be cool to get the mayors from all the different municipalities on one show and just talk about this. The first half hour will be anger with Tallahassee. We'll get the anger on the table. It'd be like a therapy session. Then after that, what's the plan?
Well, and I'm not angry at Tallahassee at all. I think they made a decision. Let's see where it goes. Nothing to be angry about. Everybody wants to pay less taxes. If it works, great. If it doesn't, what are you out?
Well, there's no if it doesn't. If it passes, it passes, right?
Yeah, if it passes, it passes, and you've got to work with governments do it all the time.
That's right.
We have to work within certain guidelines all the time. This is just another guideline.
Yes, I agree with you.
This has got some money attached to it, but you're gonna make tough decisions. You didn't get elected to your position to make it. If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Right. Hey, nothing could be worse than trying to recover from Ian, no matter what. I mean, you look at that, and that was just the craziest time ever. I mean, and that wasn't financial, but it seems like it was financial and emotional in a big way. So, I mean, in this conversation will be continued on Sunday, I'm sure, at Wahoo Willie's when we do our other show. But thank you all for tuning in. Thanks you to again, Susan. Thank you to Eileen. And if you have a chance, folks, come and visit Backyard Social right off Tree Line before you get to the Gulf Coast Town Center. Next Thursday, we'll be back in the boxes unless we find a place to go to. And that's Kevin Anderson. Well, I'm sure we'll continue the conversation about property taxes with Kevin.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he's probably got a whole different take on it than I do.
Yeah. So. And then the Thursday after that will be Matt the Welder. And then we'll be at the Fort Myers Brewery in 3 weeks where they're having the Grouper Fest. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a great Thursday night, and we will see you on Sunday at Wahoo Willie's. Bye-bye.
Later.